Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Tuesday, February 10th, around 10 p.m. Mountain Time, 2026. Japan showing record February cold. Snow returns to California in a big way. We could see 10 feet in the next 2 weeks. And Canada is back below minus 50 degrees C. Holy macaroni. Buckle up, Buttercup, and keep calm. It's boom time. Ice skating returns to Hempstead Lake State Park after 30 years. Yeah, record-breaking cold in New York State has allowed the return of ice skating to Hempstead Park. McDonald Pond is now accessible for public skating. Bring your own skates. A clipper dumps snow on the Northeast as a new cross-country storm targets the South. Holy macaroni. A multi-day storm set to cross the country, bringing rain and snow for Valentine's weekend. Leah will be coming back tomorrow. I'll be picking her up at the airport. Here is your precipitation forecast for Friday. Some snow in Colorado as well as New Mexico. Saturday, the severe weather moves into Texas and the south central region, Little Rock, Nashville, Kansas City, New Orleans, Dodge City, all picking up on the precip. As we head towards the end of the weekend on Sunday, Fun Day, we could be seeing some icing in the Ohio Valley as well as the southern Appalachians as the storm moves east. A large dip in the jet stream will open the door for severe weather across the U.S., including the South, as we can see a system moving through the South right now, and it's snowing heavily in Maine. It's insane, as well as Vermont, New Hampshire, Boston, and areas up in the Northeast as the first of many atmospheric rivers move into the West. And now the full forecast. Pacific storm moves inland. A clipper system for the Northeast. Strong storm impacting Alaska. A Pacific system will bring low elevation rain and isolated thunderstorms to California tonight. Heavy snow is expected for the Sierra Nevada through late tomorrow. And in the Northeast, snow may cause hazardous travel this evening into tomorrow. In Alaska, a powerful storm will bring dangerous seas, blizzard conditions, strong winds, and bitter cold across the state through midweek. What a tweak. Here is the GFS model and the snow totals through the end of February, and they are looking epic. Let's show you what's going on here on the GFS model. There is that storm, that clipper, Alberta clipper that's moving through the Northeast. It'll be gone by Thursday with some lingering lake effect snow. You can see the first atmospheric river moving into the west. Another one right behind it. It is going to be a 1-2. This is the big one here early next week. And one after another. Pummels the Pacific Northwest and the West indeed. And all these storms will move east, wreaking havoc across the U.S. Let's take a look at the total accumulated snowfall because that's what we really need in the West. Here we are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then early next week. We're going to have some good recovery here in the basins, probably bringing it to 60-70% of average. But the next system is the big one, where it's going to dump 6 feet of snow in the Sierras and many high elevation areas in the Rockies. And this could actually bring us up to 100% in these basins by the third week of February. Good news there. Shut up, Al! Get your hole! Al Gore says it doesn't snow anymore. Apparently he hasn't seen the models. No bundt cake for Al. Japan's record February cold. Snow returns to California and Hawaii sees a foot of snow. Ho, ho, ho. Widespread snowfall across Japan was followed Monday by a sharp plunge in temperatures. The cold was national in scale, with freezing marks breaching more than 90% of Japan. In Tokyo, both Narita International Airport and Haneda Airport logged the coldest readings on record ever, with thermometers crashing at minus 9.7 C or just 15 Fahrenheit and minus 3.8 C, 25 respectively. In total, 6 locales broke their all-time low record temperatures in Japan, as it's getting pretty chilly out there. And we've got more record-breaking ice building on Greenland over the last week. What a tweak. Multiple days over 8 kilotons of ice building on the continent. You won't hear that in the mainstream. In the capital city itself, Tokyo fell below minus 3 C, 27 Fahrenheit, marking its coldest February temperature in 42 years. Holy macaroni. The combination of unusually far-reaching snow cover, which stretches the Pacific side as well as the Sea of Japan side, and an entrenched Arctic air has unlocked an unprecedented chill in the region. Seismic update. We've got some big rumblers today here over on the Aleutians. We've got a 5.0 at Adak. There's a volcano. And we've got a 6.2 in the Fiji region. Overall, moderate activity worldwide, bringing us to worldwide volcano news. Sabancaya, first on the list. Continuous ash emissions today. Sangay to 20,000 feet. Fuego to 16,000. Semeru, who knew, now you do, an eruption was reported. Take a look at the name of this volcano. Thaistare Jabrunga. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. Thankfully, it was just an exercise and not an actual eruption. Raventador to 16,000 feet. Popo to 21,000 feet. Ibu puffing and passing today, as well as Semeru, who knew, now you do, Mayon. An eruption was reported. Sangay to 24,000 feet. Unable to detect ash at Sabancaya wraps up worldwide volcano news for the day, bringing us to space weather, where we just had some moderate M flaring, probably from a limb eruption, yes. AR-34366 is currently producing low-level M flares as it continues to rotate into the west limb. Nothing is geo-effective. 3-day geomagnetic forecast all quiet. As they claim, we might get the G1 geomagnetic storm, but that CME has passed and everything is going to go quiet for days. How an ancient seafloor turned Arkansas into Sharkansas. Well, it's a shark fossil hotspot. The story is fantastic. Most shark fossils are just teeth. Their cartilage skeletons usually decay long before they can fossilize. But in northwestern Arkansas, a series of geologic sites known as the Fayetteville Shale has preserved dozens of rare three-dimensional shark skeletons dating back 300 million years. In a new study published in GeoBios, researchers reveal why these fossils formed on a low-oxygen, highly acidic seafloor that preserved cartilage instead of destroying it. In fact, the data's in. There are no bony fishes here. There's no oxygen. So the sharks were like gulping air and living in these hot, super saline environments before they got fossilized. Here's the paper. Vertebrate assemblage and depositional environment of the Fayetteville Shale. This is my specialty. I'm a stratigrapher, and I love it. So go get the information, read the abstract, and read the paper. Well worth it. Paper just coming out days ago. Not really. It's December 25th. Of 2025. Paleontologists unearthed new dinosaur species with never-before skin or structures. Yeah, this is a dino dodo. Absolutely insane. It's like a dinosaur porcupine. Halong Dongai lived in what is northeastern China during the early Cretaceous, around 125 million years. Just about 50 or 60 million years before dinosaurs went extinct, so they were long-lived. And they are some of the weirdest animals ever conceived. Iguanodontia, where the dominant herbivorous dinosaur is the most terrestrial ecosystems through the Cretaceous, The clade researched its zenith during the closing stage of the Cretaceous as hadrosaurs or duck-billed dinosaurs. But this baby, Dongai, lived in what is now northern China, and it had porcupine-like spines on its skin. Such a strange creature. Well, millions of years ago, everything was weird, and we are learning more and more as we investigate. And speaking of investigations, silver goes higher, approaching $83 today. The rally is in. The paper market will fail at some point. Silver is still trading over $100 in Shanghai. Nobody knows why it's so low here. Well, it's because of manipulation. But at some point, that will break free in the near future, and we're going to get unobtainium. There are literally hundreds of millions of ounces that cannot be supplied at the end of the month. And, well, things may go crazy. That's why we trust Goldco. And you may qualify for a free half-ounce Ronald Reagan silver coin right off the bat with no obligation. An industry leader from precious metal IRAs to direct purchases of gold and silver, they've helped thousands of Americans diversify and protect their retirement savings every day. And you can hedge your bets and, let's say, put 10, 20, even 30% of your retirement into precious metals because, well, everyone is gambling on the fact that the stock market will crash in the near future. And that is a boom. Do your homework. This is not investment advice. But I own a lot of silver, and that is a boom to knowledge. Hit the thumbs up, share the video, and we love you. Be safe, and that is a boom.